Hi, I'm Suzanne Goodwin. I'm doing my challenging personalities on Appendix 7. Appendix 7 is the assistant to the athletic director who's basically frustrated over their work that they've been doing, and the athletic director is trying to assist in the way that they can. You have two different scenarios that has taken place. The athletic director uh, asks the assistant basically what's going on and how he can help, how he or she as the athletic director can help. Now the first scenario is like this. You have softball and a soccer game that had to be rescheduled due to the rain. The One of the coaches from the soccer team doesn't like the officials that the assistant hired for the rescheduled games. Now, the assistant did what they were supposed to do, protocol, hired with the list of centers for the soccer game. But the coach did not like that, was yelling at the assistant, and so the assistant was just trying to do what they're supposed to do as their job. Athletic director verified, did you do what you're supposed to do as protocol, hired from the list of directors. Athletic director verified that information. Assistant saying yes. Bottom line, the assistant did what they're supposed to do on finding new officials to officiate the game, but it just wasn't what the coach preferred for those games. The athletic director let the assistant know, hey, you're doing a fine job. Don't worry about it. I'll call the coach and let him know that it's difficult rescheduling these games. Now, how would I address that scenario? I'll address it the same way. As an athletic director, as long as the assistant did what they were supposed to do, and making sure they followed the chain of command, they followed protocol. Protocol was hire from the list of centers, and as long as they did that, then they did their job. Now, if the coach is not happy with that, I need to let the coach know, hey, it's not easy scheduling or trying to having my assistant to reschedule, anyone try to reschedule rain out games. As a coach, I understand, and I know when it comes to rescheduling games, it is hard. And at the same time, I understand we as coaches, we do have our preference of officials to officiate games that we are coaching at that time. And even as a player, I do prefer, certain officiators or officials. But as athletic director, as long as the assistant did what they were supposed to do, I'm going to make sure that I have their back, and this is a team effort, because I don't want them ever feeling overwhelmed and that the weight of the world is on their shoulders. You shouldn't have your team members feeling like that. That's the first scenario. Second scenario is the umpires waiting on their paychecks. So you have two umpires who had not received their paychecks from officiating their games, and it has been 2 weeks. And the assistant found out that the umpires were upset, got the call like, hey, where's my paycheck? And the assistant knew that they verified and followed up that the check was mailed 2 weeks prior on a Monday, and the game was on that Thursday. So the athletic director said, hey, let me call up. No, the athletic director basically was verifying, hey, is that school a non-staff coach? So in other words, the coaches on the staff are not, the coaches at the school are not on staff. So probably the possibility that the checks were still sitting in the mailboxes. The way the athletic director handled it, I would have done the same thing. Follow up, call the school, verify if those checks are there. If the checks are there, call the umpires, let them know, hey, your checks are at the school, you can go ahead and get them. If the checks aren't there, have stop payment of the checks and reissue the checks, but hand deliver them to the umpires themselves. That's the way I would handle it, as the same way as the athletic director handled it. basically, the way these two scenarios have reflected, the athletic director is showing that to the assistant, as long as you're doing your job, you shouldn't feel bad. You shouldn't feel overwhelmed. That's what I'm here for, or that's what the athletic director is there for. He wants to show that they're a team and that he's willing to help to make things good and accomplished no matter what the situation is, as long as the job is done. Now, there's an upcoming track meet. It's a big conference meet. And so the athletic director took the time and been proactive, talking to the assistant and asked, hey, what is it I can do to help prepare for the conference meet for next week? And how he did that was, how can we prepare? Can we get started with the order of events and the number of officials we're going to need? So the athletic director did a good thing. He wanted to show, or he or she wanted to let that assistant know they're not only just helping running and operating the athletics, they also can help them as the assistant to make the job much easier, much smoother, and wanting to let them know that they have their back. It's a team effort, and that's how it should be done. Thank you. Oh, I guess the two questions I would suggest, or I like to have my classmates ask, is why is the question about the track meet important? And what weekly procedures would suggest the AD use to assist the CP? A, related to the number of events and the calendar. B, related to his work quality. C, related to priority setting. D, related to decision making. Thank you.